Kamala Harris had her big girl DC Ellipse closing argument grand finale speech, and she completely bombed it. Things just keep getting worse for Kamala Harris on the campaign trail just days before the election. The Harris campaign has pulled millions of dollars in ad spending from North Carolina as Republicans have flooded the polls to vote early. The Carolina Journal reports, in the latest Carolina Journal statewide poll, Harris and Trump are tied at 47%. However, Trump leads Harris from Charlotte to Western North Carolina by 12 points. And leads Harris by 9 points in North Carolina's coastal area. They are tied in central North Carolina at 45%. While there has been a surge in Republicans heading to the polls, turnout among Democrat voters has dropped. And it could simply be that Kamala Harris is just a terrible candidate, or maybe the fact she's destroyed people's lives in North Carolina the past 4 years and destroyed Americans' lives the past 4 years. Speaking of destruction, Kamala Harris had her big girl Ellipse DC closing argument grand finale speech last night, and she totally bombed it. And it didn't start off great. She was immediately being drowned out by the sound of sirens, either from protester bullhorns or the traffic around. Either way, not a great start.
1 week from today, you will have the chance to make a decision that directly impacts your life, the life of your family, and the future of this country we love.
How poetic. The signs of chaos in the background and the White House in the background as this deranged, psychotic woman seeks the position of the highest office in the land, the presidency of the United States of America. Oh, and by the way, there were leftist fans of hers that showed up to protest her. Clearly, this woman is struggling to appeal to anybody. The only ones she's truly appealing to are the NPCs that simply just do as they're told, believe as they're told to believe, listen to what they're told to listen to, watch what they're told to watch, and pretty much those that are pre-programmed by the fake news mainstream media propagandists are really the only ones that are supporting Kamala Harris. Anything outside of that, not happening. Well, she also tried to aim for unity in her big girl speech as well. Take a look.
It is time to stop pointing fingers. We have to stop pointing fingers.
Number one, she can't even pronounce the word fingers correctly. Number two, she's claiming it's time to stop pointing the fingers at each other when literally just a few moments after this comment, she transitioned to comparing Trump and his supporters to Hitler and Nazis again and claiming that Trump is getting ready to jail his political opponents.
And those who came before us, the patriots at Normandy and Selma, Seneca Falls and Stonewall, on farmlands and factory floors, they did not struggle, sacrifice, and lay down their lives only to see us cede our fundamental freedoms. They didn't do that only to see us submit to the will of another petty tyrant. These United States of America, we are not a vessel for the schemes of wannabe dictators. The United States of America is the greatest idea humanity ever devised. Unlike Donald Trump, I don't believe people who disagree with me are the enemy. He wants to put them in jail.
This woman truly is all over the place, flip-flopping back and forth. First, she says it's time to stop pointing the fingers at each other. And then moments later, she's comparing Trump to Hitler, saying he's a petty tyrant, obviously speaking about us as Nazis and fascists. And then immediately transitions again and says Trump is getting ready to jail those that disagree with him. Right. We believe you, Kamala. You want unity. Definitely not division. She's either really stupid or she thinks you're really stupid to believe her. And you literally cannot make this up. She's now saying she's willing to deport illegal aliens and prosecute the criminal cartels, but only if you vote for her first. She's had 4 years to do it, and she's vice president now. She literally can do it now. While in the same speech, declaring to give a pathway to citizenship for illegal aliens in this country.
And when I am president, we will quickly remove those who arrive here unlawfully, prosecute the cartels, and give Border Patrol the support they so desperately need. We must acknowledge we are a nation of immigrants. And I will work with Congress to pass immigration reform, including an earned path to citizenship.
I know. Flip-flopping. And of course, she took the time to remind America that their lives suck under her failed leadership for the past 4 years. So I guess vote for her again?
And I've heard from so many of you who are facing even greater financial pressures. Our biggest challenge is to lower costs that were rising even before the pandemic and that are still too high. I get it.
Do you, Kamala? Do you get it? What do you get? If so, why have you done nothing to improve the past 4 years? And honestly, I don't even know what this is.
Let me say, I recognize this has not been a typical campaign. Even though I've had the honor of serving as your vice president for the last 4 years, I know that many of you are still getting to know who I am.
Well, there was one thing that I absolutely agreed with her on, and it was this.
America, this is not a candidate for president who is thinking about how to make your life better.
Yes, Kamala, we know you are not the candidate that is thinking about improving the lives of American citizens. Obviously, she's referring to Donald Trump, but when we hear that, we hear that she's referring to herself. She's had 4 years to improve this country. She's had 4 years to improve this economy. She's had 4 years to close the open border, and she's run out of time. And she expects you to be dumb enough to sit there and think that she deserves another 4 years and a promotion from VP to the President of the United States. If she's destroyed your life for the past 4 years as vice president, well, then she's going to destroy your life even further as president. Nothing's going to get better. Things will change, but they will change for the worse. This is why we need Donald J. Trump back in the White House. My name is Drew Hernandez for the Gateway Pundit. This has been On Watch with Drew Hernandez. I'll see you guys on the next one.